Hey guys, how we doing? Little midweek video. Hope your week has been good. You've been staying safe. Today I want to talk on protecting your peace. Protecting your peace. You know, peace is it's a rarity, I think, in this crazy life of rush and busyness. And it's important to be self-aware of where your peace is at. You know, like excuse me, like if your peace is up here and you feel content in yourself, you feel like you're in control of your situations and your mind is clear, okay, then if you're aware of where your peace is at, you can adjust how your lifestyle is. But if your peace is down here and your life feels like chaos and your mind is not clear, you don't know what you're doing, and you don't have peace, it feels all disorganized, you know? Don't, you can't be going out and doing things that are going to break that peace, you know? And that stuff, like, I mean, you'll know it for yourself, but things that don't give you energy, things that don't build you up, give you life, you can't be going out and doing them when your peace is down here, you know? And people will come, and they'll come to you and be like, oh, Asher, or to you guys, can you do this? They'll ask you for things. I was asked to do an event tomorrow for some some ambassador program, and I don't think I'm gonna go because my piece is it's like here, it's middle, and I don't think I have the capabilities, the capacity right now to go to that. And I could, but being aware of where your piece is that going to benefit your life? Is going to that party going to break your peace? And if it's down here and you don't have peace, what's the danger of going? Okay, someone asked you, cool. But is it going to be beneficial for your life, for your mental state? Because you don't want to come back and be like, oh, I didn't have the character to say no, to not go to that thing. And now I've went and now my peace is like gone. And that affects you, it affects the days ahead. It affects how you think. It affects your well-being, you know? Sorry, guys, the throat is not feeling it. But like, in order to protect your peace, sometimes you have to say no. And this is hard. Like, this is not easy. To say no to something or to someone, even if what they're asking is so reasonable. I think that's sometimes what makes it hard to say no. It's like, you don't have an explanation of why you're saying no. It's like, do I need to really justify myself in the reason of saying no? This is something I've been, dealing with recently. Feeling like I have to justify everything I do. But they won't even understand it. Like that person who's asked you to go to that party with them or to do you them a favor, go to an event, speak at an event, okay. Do I have to justify that, it's too far, or I can't make it because I have something else? Or do I just say, hey, sorry, I won't be able to make it, and that's it? That's it. You know, maybe it provides context justifying, but why would you feel that need when it doesn't really matter what the justification is. Even if there's no justification, that's fine. You know, they don't need to know. You can say no straight up, and if they don't respect that on you, they're like, oh, come, and then you're like, no, I don't want to go, and they keep pushing. Maybe reevaluate their contribution in your life. So protect your peace. Say no, and this is tough. But do it for you. Do it for you. Do it for yourself tomorrow morning. When you wake up and you think, why did I go to that thing? Now my rest of my week has been hit because I didn't have the self-dignity to say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I know that's going to be not beneficial for me. Okay, if it benefits you and it adds to your life and you don't think it will hit your peace, go, do it, But have that self-awareness, have that control of yourself where you feel like, okay, I have the ability to choose. I have the power that I hold in my life to decide whether I want to go to something or whether I want to do something. I have that control. I can say yes and I can say no. If you don't feel like you have that control and you feel like you have to go. Why? Because of other people. Because of feeling like they're going to judge if you don't go. Or you're going to be a disappointment or a letdown. Having that control of yourself takes character. It takes self-confidence. And that will grow. But do it for yourself. If you want to go, go. But if you don't. Protect your peace. And your peace, it's projected. People can feel it. Like when you're around someone. Have you ever had this when you're around someone and they're talking to you and their life, it doesn't matter if their life is crazy or it's a disaster or if it's going well. They hold themselves so well. Like everything's under control, but that's not what peace is. It's not about having everything in control. Things could be complete mayhem. Everything could be a disaster and you can be at peace. How? Being self-aware, guarding your heart. It says in Proverbs, it says above all else, guard your heart from everything flows from it. Guard your heart. If that person asks you to go out or that person asks you to do that task and you don't feel like you have the control to say no, you don't feel like you're in control and you feel like I have to say yes, and you let that person come into your heart and make that decision for you, and then all else flows from that. Okay, now I feel like I have to do this. It's a chore. And then, it hits your self-confidence. It hits your esteem. So guard your heart. Have that dignity, that character to say no to things, to decide between the paths. What is going to be beneficial for my mind, for my being, for my peace. And if you don't know what that is, that's okay. Do things you enjoy. For me, it's going on walks, it's writing, it's going gym, it's taking time to just think, read the word. That's where I get the peace. Pray. So find that thing for you and then hold on to that. The last thing I want to say is, back to the point on people being like, holding themselves really well and being like, how are you so peaceful in this situation? Like, how are you so chill? And your life is like, it's a storm. How can you just be so at peace, at ease with everything when everything is crumbling beneath you? How do you do it? I think it's not about letting the external environment, what's happening in your life, become your internal state. And this is this is hard. This is hard because we tend to take things in our life, what's happening around us, and we see it as like a reflection of us, like who we are as beings. But it's not. Things are going terribly for you. Work is terrible and school is terrible, relationships are tough. That's not a reflection on you. Not at all. So you can't internalize that and take the blame for it, because then your self-esteem hits and then your peace goes. And it's like a downward spiral. So make sure you differentiate between your external environment and your internal environment. Yes, they affect each other. And they do affect each other. So be aware of that. When I go to work in the mornings, it's the London life. It's like rush, 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 packed. It's like it's busy, and everything is quick and like jittery. That's the vibe I get. Like when I get on the tube or the train, people are just they're going like there's no care in the world. Like they don't have the time to sit and think. Never mind sitting and thinking. They don't have time to like walk slowly. They're rushing. And I've fallen into this. I get up, pack my bag, grab my stuff, go out, get on the train, and just get to work. It's like the mind is just like, okay, this is the goal. That's what I'm going to get to. And that's not peaceful. That's not peaceful at all. That's my external environment affecting my internal, you know. So I'm thinking, okay, how can I change this? Give myself more time, wake up earlier, do the things that would benefit me internally. And then once I've done that, it's not going to completely remove the external rush, because I can't control other people. I can just control myself. So once I control myself, then I just let it go. I think, okay, it's not my control. Why am I going to hold on to that? If someone in the train is being annoying or stupid, I'm not going to internalize that, because that's not my problem. That's not in my control. So why should I take on that burden and ruin my peace? Because there's something that someone else doesn't do. They don't even know it. Maybe they do. But why? Have that character to hold yourself and be like, no, I'm not going to let that affect me. And just consciously thinking about this stuff, I think it helps. I think it does. So yeah, build that internal environment. Protect your peace. Guard your heart. Say no when it's necessary. And people around you will notice. They'll notice. They'll be like, oh, Asher, or why are you so content? Why are you so at ease with everything? It's because I can control what I control and I cannot control what I can't control. It's the most valuable thing in today's society. It's peace. Peace. Thanks for listening, guys. Be blessed.